real quick.
Yeah.
Joe, since you know a little bit more mechanics, can you tell me the difference between a vector and a scalar?
No.
Okay.
A vector?
You are not an expert in mechanics.
But it could be simply
Wait,
defined.
Joe, no offense. You're not even at an entry level. You're not even at like grade school level if you don't know the difference between a vector and a scalar. No offense.
No, but it doesn't take a lot to understand it. You just
Actually, it does. You got to
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, the virus thing. You are forever known as the guy that does not believe in viruses. Stick to that shtick and run.
It's a good shtick. Yeah, Dr. Mays.
And you know,
Dr. Mays. Dr. Mays actually. Joe's had some comments for Dr. Mays in the last show. Dr. Mays,
I was just going to say real quick that I've heard this before. That I understand gravity because I drop a pen and I know that it falls. That's an observation.
Right.
That's not gravity. That's knowing that you drop a pen is not the theory of gravity. That's people have been dropping things for as long as there's been people. But there's only been a theory of gravity, a good working one, for about 100 years or so.
General theory of relativity.
So just dropping a pen doesn't mean you know what gravity is.
Well, to use that analogy, you would know there were dinosaurs if you had dug one up.
I mean,
dropping a pen does not give you the knowledge of all of the workings of gravitational wells. That's
Dr. Mays makes a brilliant point. Look, if you haven't looked into what's called general theory of relativity, you don't understand space-time. You don't understand the type of math that goes into that.
You know what general relativity is?
Wait. That means you don't understand what gravity is. All you're making is an observation. If I drop something, then my observation it falls. Now explain why that falls. Give us.
I mean, Newton was pretty darn smart. Newton invented calculus.
Leibniz, sorry.
Basically, he invented calculus to describe how gravity works.
Well,
but he still didn't know what gravity was. He didn't. Not even Newton at the time knew what gravity was. Right. It wasn't until Einstein that we had a description of what it actually is. He only described it. And I don't know if you've read the Principia lately, but I don't think you could probably get through that either. And that's just a description of gravity. That's not explaining what gravity is. So just dropping something doesn't mean you understand gravity.
Yeah, why do people go to school for so long if nothing is that hard? I mean, and I got to tell you, Joe, I'm nowhere near the level of any of these people in here. These people blow my mind with the amount of information and the study.
It doesn't mean it right.
But hang on. But I have one thing that they don't have. I graduated from nuclear power school, so my training was in nuclear operations, and I've had Eric Debye say that nuclear power is not a thing, right? And I worked with this. I've done it. I trained people to operate nuclear power plants. I studied 2 types of reactor cores. I graduated. I had a review board by nuclear engineers that demonstrated proficiency. I studied my ass off for it. And so I do understand to a small degree when you're saying to something like Trevor, oh, you know what? You're just full of shit. You never had to learn anything. This is all easy stuff. You didn't accomplish anything. I know more than you. Your entire thing is a lie, because what you're saying is like the same thing. Like everything I've done is a lie, and it is disconcerting. I can see why Trevor can get pissed by that.
Trevor, Wonton, do you believe in dinosaurs? Let me just get this out of the way. Do you believe dinosaurs exist, Wotan?
I just believe that there's some of them that are like not biologically possible to live on Earth, but I don't think that they're all fake.
Okay, what makes it biologically impossible, Wotan?
Wonton, man.
Well, you said that you were wrong about the anatomy and how the Brontosaurus stood up and how the T-Rex stood up.
No, they're depicted differently in movies. This
is the Flintstones.
Wotan, I have a question for you. If you don't think that some of them can biologically exist on Earth, why do we have fossils of them?
Right, you put together the fossils, right?
From what? Like 5 different dinosaurs?
From what?
Yeah, what?
From rocks?
There's
a very big difference between a fossil and a rock.
There's no complete fossils ever found, right?
That's not true. Of course there's
not true.
Fossils.
What did I say?
What would you call Archaeopteryx?
No complete skeletons of a dinosaur.
I don't know what they call Archaeopteryx. I brought that up in the show, and nobody answered me. But,
which the Chinese faked?
No, is this a complete fossil?
There's actually a huge...
Hey, Wotan.
Look at Archaeopteryx, there you go.
Wotan,
right there.
Is this a complete fossil? Is it a complete fossil?
That's a Bulgarian Archaeopteryx, right?
Yes.
It's a copy.
Yeah, copy, yeah. But I mean, what is not complete about that?
Tucson Gem and Mineral Show.
Yeah, what's not complete?
But what's not complete? What's missing?
That was faked by the Chinese, wasn't it?
No.
You're thinking
Wait, whoa, the paleontologist in the room. Hey, Wotan, so that was supposedly fake by the Chinese. Did they fake it by the Chinese and then impregnate it or implant it into a mountain stein in Lagerstätten, Germany? Is that how it happened?
Were you there for that when you seen that?
Chinese.
Were you there when they landed on the moon? No, you're not. You're too fucking young.
Trevor,
he doesn't believe in the moon landing.
He doesn't believe in the moon landing.
Oh, I know that,
Okay.
but here's the thing: if he doesn't believe in the moon landing, guess what? He wasn't there anyway, so he can't question it. If he's trying to use that type of argument against me.
All right.
Were you there when I was born?
Therefore you weren't born.
Exactly.
Argument. Hey, that's an argument from not there. That is a logical fallacy.
Mm-hmm. They're not there. Fallacy.
Yeah. So no, but I've seen, measured, and studied the original. So thank you very much, which you never have.
I can't believe you two, Wonton. Not you two. This problem stems deeper than we thought, guys. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh no, it absolutely does. And so I mean, Wotan here is absolutely one of Dubé's faithful. By the way, Wotan, I'd like to let you know that Eric Dubé left the United States under suspicious circumstances, possibly due to fleeing some sort of charges. His family are all Freemasons, and he's basically doing everything to make money for himself to live in Thailand.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
So he is the first and foremost fraud when it comes to your flat Earth, no dinosaurs, that kind of bullshit. And
by the way, I will issue a challenge. If Eric wants to come on and talk about nuclear power, that's one debate I'll do.
But he's not arguing against nuclear power.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, bullshit.
I
have challenged him. Joe, I have sat there and challenged him in the live chat.
Joe, how can you literally be wrong about
him before to come discuss it with me about nuclear power? The bullshit. He thinks that nuclear reactors do not exist. He also thinks that nuclear weapons do not exist. I've listened to it from his own mouth as I've tried to engage with him.
I've listened to his own videos, including the one that he took, 3 minutes about me, that he was saying I was part of the large Jewish conspiracy. So don't give me that shit, dude. He absolutely does not believe nuclear power exists.
I think he's full of shit all across the board.
Absolutely.
He doesn't buy any of this shit. He knows 100%. Yeah.
Well, are there not hot rocks? There are hot rocks, right? Hot rocks that make steam.
What?
How could you argue against that?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What? Hot rocks.
What the hell?
Are you? What the fuck?
Dude, I'm a little buzzed, but I ain't that drunk yet. What the hell are you talking about with hot rocks?
Are you saying hot rocks, Joe?
Are you talking about coal? Are you talking about coal power plants?
Nuclear power. What do you think?
Nuclear power is not hot rocks.
What?
It's the analogy. I was on a submarine too.
I was not on a submarine. First of all, I was on a surface craft, D2G, but I did study S1C, which was a submarine corps.
Why was he on a submarine though? Why were you on a submarine, Joe?
I worked on USS Chicago.
Okay.
Isn't that a diesel?
No,
I don't think that's a nuclear.
Well, they have a diesel in them, but they're nuclear power submarines.
Bill,
hot rock make boat go.
But let me ask Bill a question real quick. Bill, why do you think this is a problem? Why, because I'll tell you, number one, before January, I didn't know there were people who believed that the Earth was flat. I really didn't. Steve will confirm that. He told me about it, and I was completely shocked. But I was even more shocked a month ago when I found out that there were people that didn't think dinosaurs were a thing, or that questioned some of the different things about dinosaurs. Why do you think that's becoming prevalent now?
I think it's two of the same type of thing. I think you've got people that just want to challenge other people. I don't think that they really believe that there are no dinosaurs. I don't think a lot of the people that are into the whole flat Earth thing really believe the Earth is flat. I think they just have a lot of fun trying to challenge scientists and trying to come up with these arguments against it and see ways that they can twist what people say or look at evidence and say, okay, well, you weren't there, or it's fake, it's not real pictures, it's not real fossils, the same kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Wotan. I think they do it for fun. Yeah. I think some of them do it for fun. I think some of them do it to antagonize other people. It's a hobby for them. They're trolls. They're pros.
Absolutely.
And Joe, let me ask this, Wotan. You've been on our show several times, and eventually, in the conversations that you have with us or the people that we bring on to talk to you, it gets down to a point where it stems from, or your mistrust in the shape of the Earth stems from the lie of, or what you call the lie of evolution. You have a biologist here who debates on evolution all the time.
I debate him.
Yeah. Okay. What can he clear up for you about evolution that you don't quite believe?
I just have to interject. What the fuck does evolution have to deal with it?
I've never said that my belief in flat Earth has anything to do with my disbelief in evolution. I just said that was my disbelief in evolution was the beginning of me trusting everything that.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean that was the beginning of your rabbit hole jump into conspiracy?
Yeah, because they lied.
Right.
Now everything.
One conspiracy leads to another conspiracy. And by the way, Joe, you're right. The GS of Chicago, I looked it up, even though it was from like the 80s. It was it's an S6G type core, which means submarine 6th generation General Electric.
But Wotan, what
an LA class submarine?
I don't know. Dude, I didn't do sub. I know the cores. I know what
Joe's nodding. Yeah, it's a Los Angeles.
Is it a Los Angeles class? Yeah.
I'm like, they were the only ones that had one S6G on them.
Yeah, it was a single unit. See, we had two. We had two D2Gs, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
Wotan, what's the thing that you think is a lie about it? Because I've always been interested, and I feel like now you have somebody that can actually address the part that you think they're lying about.
Prove how a land-walking, cold-blooded reptile with scales and claws can change into a bird, flying, feather-wearing, warm-blooded animal.
Weren't they mesothermic?
No.
Yeah, they're
Archaeopteryx, please.
Yeah, I thought they were mesothermic. Where did you get their cold-blooded? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
reptiles are not cold-blooded.
No.
Well, here's the thing.
Dinosaurs.
All dinosaurs weren't reptiles. And also,
exactly.
Wotan,
you said that birds are
birds are dinosaurs. Yes,
they come from reptiles.
Aves is a subclass of
so
reptiles.
But not all dinosaurs are birds.
But they're not reptiles. So reptiles and birds are closely related. But modern birds, are part of. Okay, that's real easy. Look at their morphology. Done. You're welcome.
Comparative morphology, genetics.
Wrong. What's your biology degree in, motherfucker? I've got 2 masters. What do you got?
Nothing. I'm curious. Wait, Wotan,
here's the thing.
No evidence, eh?
Well, Wotan,
I'm getting to the evidence.
Keep going on and on and on and on. It's just getting nowhere. He's just yelling.
Wotan.
No, I'm absolutely going to keep yelling at you, Wotan.
We have 2 biologists. Ask them, what would it take for you to be convinced, and not just proof. We're not talking about proof, but there's all these different studies out there, all these different books. What would it take? What would you like to see to make it confirmed in your mind that what they're saying is true?
He could ask the same question.
I'm not asking Joe. I'm asking Wotan. 1 second.
You said we're not talking about proof. If we're not talking about proof, then I guess I'll just hang up. If we're not going to talk about proof.
Yeah, we're not talking about proof. Science doesn't prove anything.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about evidence. We're talking about what would convince you.
Semantics. You're getting lost in semantics. Just ask the question.
So science doesn't prove anything, so then you can't prove evolution with science.
I don't disagree with that, so.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Okay, but what evidence? What would it take to convince you?
Something.
Science studies evolution.
Hold on. Let's just say
you see how evasive
Wotan, hold on. Let Dr. Mays.
It's not invasive. It's just...
Guys, chill out.
No, let Dr. Mays go. Let Dr. Mays go.
Answer this.
If you must use the word proof, use it like this. It's proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not proof in an absolute sense or a sense like you have in mathematics. It's not a mathematical proof. It's proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So what evidence is there that would prove beyond a reasonable doubt that evolution were our best explanation for diversity?
Reasonable doubt and best, quote unquote, best explanation. That doesn't mean that it's absolutely true.
He didn't say that.
There is. That's not the point. There is no absolute.
This language. You're using this, evasive kind of language because you know for damn well sure there's no absolute 100% concrete proof.
I have a question.
So you have to say non-reasonable doubt.
I have a question.
Best explanation, but there's no solid 100% proof.
Wotan, I have a question. I have a very important question.
I have proof.
What do you know of that is 100% absolutely true? What?
Besides how good looking.
You know, for beyond a shadow of a doubt, nothing.
The square root of 2 is irrational. I know that for 100% mathematical
fact. Besides a mathematical proof.
Right. Besides something like mathematics, how can you know anything for absolutely true? That's not something that we try to prove.
Right.
What's your answer?
And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even try to come to that, to even institute that level of evidence that you want from us shows just how unwilling you are to actually Look at the evidence.
Hang on, Joe. Trevor wants to go next. He's got a hand up because he's the coolest schoolboy. Trevor, go ahead, and then I do want to hear Wonton's answer to this. I want to know what